today we'll be talking about school issues. My podcast is called That's My School. So right now we have, like I said, Justice, Bria, and Maya. So my first question is for Justice, and it is, how did transferring from NCAT affect you? Also tell them, like, you're a transfer student, you know?
I mean, being a transfer is kind of cool. I feel like when you are a transfer, it's just like you have to make the most of your experience because clearly you don't know like everybody as like all coming in as a freshman.
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of like a setback as coming in as a transfer. But honestly, college is what you make it. So it's just like transfer or not, like it's either, you know, you're going to make it with what you want it to be or you're just going to sit back in the shadows.
Okay, so tell them where did you transfer from and why?
I came from a PWI.
You.
A private one at that. So it was very small and it was in a small city. It was in a real small city, y'all. So it's just like, I'm from Charlotte. So being from Charlotte, obviously I'm from the city and it was kind of a culture shock, honestly, because one, it's predominantly white, and then being in high school, it was nothing but minority, so black and Hispanic. So
right.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it didn't fit me because yes, it was cool, like on a school aspect, but like on a social aspect, it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay, so do you feel like you got more opportunities coming here? You know, you haven't been here that long, but do you feel like you got more opportunities and more exposure, you know, like more networking, meeting people here than you were?
I feel like compared to my old school, there's definitely more opportunities. I've had this conversation with Bree multiple times. Like, I'm just trying to fill this semester out before I start getting engaged amongst campus and stuff like that. But definitely more opportunities here than I had at my old school. And I used to be an athlete as well, so I did have a little more pull. But coming here, I don't as much, and considering that it is a bigger school, so it's kind of harder to get your foot in the door. Mm-hmm. But like I said, like it is what you make it.
Right. Okay, so this is my next question. This is actually for Bria because Bria drives. So how hard is it to find parking on campus?
Parking is extremely hard. So fortunately, I live in a neighborhood where the campus still provides the shuttle, but not a lot of on or off campus apartments do that. So I'm grateful that I have access to the shuttle to take it to school back and forth every day, you know, for classes. Mm-hmm. But the days where I might miss the shuttle, or for people who live off campus and don't have cars, it's hard because, or they do have cars but don't have the shuttle, it's hard because you really have to be strategic.
Yeah.
When it comes to parking. And I don't like
y'all,
that.
it be no parking. Like, no.
I really don't like that. And it's like, my thing is, I feel like if we go to the school, like, one, maybe parking should just be something that y'all put into tuition. Yeah. It shouldn't be nothing that we pay on the side, nothing like that. Because I feel like if I go here and I'm registered, I should be able to park wherever on campus without worrying about a ticket. Right. Y'all, I have 2 tickets that I have to pay literally by tomorrow, or they're going to raise the thing even more. It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
No, the parking is actually crazy, like, for real. Like, you can literally pull up the campus, like an hour early.
This ain't no parking garage.
Like,
if you haven't parked and you on camp at least by 12:30, it's wraps for you. You're not getting a parking spot.
Yeah, no.
Especially on a lit day, y'all.
Yeah, no. Like a Friday or, you know, even a Monday, you ain't getting no parking.
If there's an event like going on, you're not
getting
a game? Definitely not getting any parking.
There's a basketball game.
Be the game.
Yeah, there's a basketball game. No, you're not getting in. The gate is closed.
How y'all getting in? How you hanging outside the parking lot? You can't get
in. Yo, okay, so this is the next question. This is for Justice and Maya. So how does not having a car affect you, or do you feel like it affects you in any way? Because, you know, like we do, you know, have the shuttle, but
yeah, I feel like it kind of limits me as far as certain things I'm able to do on campus or on and off campus. Like, granted, the shuttle is there and it provides, you know, that transportation back and forth, but off campus events, like, I feel like I don't have easy access to it unless I'm riding with my friends, and my friends don't always want to go everywhere, so, you know, that alone time to, you know, get to myself.
Yeah, sometimes we be chilling.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Maya. Likewise, like,
for sure.
Campus, I mean, the shuttle is cool enough, like, when you want to go to other campus apartments and when you want to maneuver around campus, but when it comes to, like, outside stuff, and it's like, you know, the CAF closes at 9 and then Williams closes at, what, like 7:30? Mm-hmm. So, like, late night food and stuff like that, I mean, you always have, like, Aggie wings and Chick-fil-A and stuff like that, but sometimes, you know, that gets played out. Like, let's say I run out of flex, I don't have no money. And I just have to go off campus.
In spring semester, in spring semester, everybody run out of flex. So it's like,
It's
Shoot,
kind
I only
of.
got about 130 left.
It's not a blessing and
I
a
got
curse.
60.
$60.
Yes, I've been fucking people out badly.
You need to stop doing that.
Yeah, you have to chill.
Because you need
I
that.
got about 300, y'all.
Dang. So we told
Oh,
on
Bria.
real. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Okay,
I go to
so
Starbucks every day. That's
so this is the next question because I know we all take the shuttle. So do all of y'all think that the shuttle is useful? Like, it's like a
It's
good-
very useful.
Okay, yeah, me too.
I just
Yeah.
wish it came
Like,
a bit
really-
more frequent though.
That
Yeah.
too, but realistically, if there was no shuttle, I'm actually glad like they put that in our tuition, like simply because it's always available, like you know.
Okay, so this is my next question. What's y'all opinion on financial aid?
I'm gonna be real.
First one to go.
I'm the transfer. Financial aid is, and I'm not gonna say they're trifling, but when it comes to communication, it's very piss poor. Like I've been trying to get my financial aid together since I've got here, realistically. And mind you, we're about to leave. Semester's almost over, and it's April, and I still have no financial aid for this semester. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
crazy,
crazy, and
but
that's
like
ridiculous.
to each his own. So I've been trying to like literally, not press it too hard because obviously they're doing as much as they can, and like I've called, I've been up there. But realistically, I feel like it doesn't take that long to get it together.
But with financial aid, you really have to be on them, or you really not getting.
But as a
money.
student
even
that's
if
paying
you-
money to
yeah.
come here, I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. You know?
And
Okay,
that's
so
my thing. It's like I feel like it's so many other things that we should be allowed to do as students, like on campus that we're not really allowed to do, like parking, like that we have to pay extra. It's like a whole bunch of
It's
stuff. where I
extra
feel like
bills that we
should-
don't have.
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
know?
a lot of
And let's
a
be
lot of
cons-
stuff that should be free.
You know, let's consider the people who don't have parents to help them, like, within college.
right. Okay, so this is my next question. So we're not able to get housing this year, and has housing always been hard to receive? Me personally, I ain't getting no housing, so I'm about to be paying rent next year.
Same. And I'm a
Yeah.
transfer, so I feel like, you know, trying to figure out housing and stuff is kind of ghetto.
For
But
sure.
Yeah, it's quite annoying. I feel like it's not fair that it's so hard for us to pick housing. Like, I feel like if we're gonna be juniors or seniors next year, we should have first pick rather than
not even just
Yeah,
that, as a
like-
paying, you know, student,
After
we
first
should
year.
have housing regardless.
Yeah.
So the fact that y'all will give us the option to stay off campus rather than staying on campus, I think that's a little bit messed up.
Yeah, I think that's kind of ridiculous. So this was our, little vent session, little talk about the school issues. I just feel like, what y'all feel like needs to be handled first? Like, I feel like financial aid. No, that parking.
Housing.
Oh,
Housing.
Because where I'm about to
Handle
sleep.
first.
Housing,
Not
financial
only
aid,
that, but,
then
like,
parking.
Housing more students than we have capacity for.
Right.
And-
No.
and if y'all-
Fit an extra
My thing
12,000
is,
students.
you feel me?
Yeah.
If y'all want to have more students, create
Make
more housing.
Right.
Literally, make
Especially
more
that,
housing.
You feel
especially
me?
for like upperclassmen who's gonna be staying in apartments.
Like,
Like,
I
it's
just-
not enough
And
apartments
these
for us to be
freshman classes
staying.
get bigger and bigger every
Yeah.
year.
I just feel like
And
people
not
have
enough
burden, but my thing is you can't broadcast A&T and not be able to like
Fact.
suffice the kids.
Suffice,
You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So prioritize.
Come
Right.
on,
Okay.
get your cookies up.
So that's
Exactly.
our thing.
Because they're
No,
crumbling.
they're crumbling very
The
badly.
Aggies are crumbling.
Crumbling with nowhere to stay.
Step your paws up before they crumb.
So that was our, our little talk about the schooling issues, housing. This was my podcast.
That's
Even
my
though
school.
our school got our issues,
It's
like
big
the
Aggie pride.
it's big Aggie pride, and like the podcast said, that's my school.
That's my
my
school.